How can we grow the economy and have these business cycles and not have massive recessions across the economy?
Sustainable investment, that is to say, investment that wouldn't give rise to a boom bust cycle, wouldn't give rise to malinvestments, is predicated on real saving. And so here we've got sustainable growth. And sustainable growth, the key element to it was that the person making the savings actually made the savings available to the business. So your lack of consumption is what freed up resources and freed up money for the business to invest. And then the business didn't have its choices skewed by manipulation of interest rates by the fractional reserve banking system. So it was able to invest in really what we would say is the correct or the proper stage of production. We've got this disconnect now between where the savings come from and what they're being used for. But in a sustainable situation, there's a hard link between them. Your savings, your renunciated consumption is where the funds come from for the businesses and the entrepreneurs to invest. And when you have that hard link, that's very much sustainable. But it's only when you put the element of money, and especially the fractional reserve banking system in there, because it separates consumption from savings going to producers, there's no longer this hard linkage between them. And now producers are able to do investments that are not necessarily consistent with the savings plans of consumers. So there definitely is sustainable consumption. It's just that we need a hard link between consumers' savings and producers' borrowings and investments.
So is it fair to say that when we fund these investments based on savings, we're not increasing the money supply, so we're not causing monetary inflation, so prices aren't going up. So the price signal is pretty accurate in the market. And then at the same time, because we're not artificially lowering the interest rates, then the opportunity cost has got to be evaluated by the business, so they're making better decisions. And so all the way around, it's more sustainable, and it's in the long term better for the consumer because prices are more stable, the investments are of a higher quality, and then hopefully those that are more successful with those successful investments will continue to grow their business and make even bigger leaps and bounds that help the consumer. Is that a fair statement of how Austrians would see a sustainable business cycle?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. One way that you could maybe picture it is under a sustainable, you wouldn't call it a business cycle, you just call it sustainable economic growth. Maybe we have trend growth. So the economy is increasing at kind of this steady rate, whatever it is year after year. So it grows gradually, but it's steady. We don't have a business cycle, which is what we see today, where we have periods of extreme growth and then periods of extreme decline, and we're going up and down, but we have a lot of ebbs and flows, a lot of volatility along the way.
Hello, I'm Anthony Coleman. Thank you for watching this clip. If you enjoyed this clip from my show, you can click in the upper right-hand corner to see the full episode, or you can click in the upper left-hand corner to see other clips. Thank you and welcome to the Economic Circus.